This is a tutorial for the Virus Shawl by Julia Marquardt. It is a free pattern on Ravelry and it is crocheted. And let's take a little bit of a look at what it looks like as a finished product. It is triangular. And here is the bottom here. You knit it from the center top and then it continues to spread this direction as you go down. So you can make it as large or as small as you wish. I'm going to zoom in here to show you a close-up of what the pattern looks like. There you are. And the pattern is composed of a series of rows. You start from here and you're going to go through a series of 5 rows to get to this point. And then you begin the same repeats over again. So let's get started. Supplies that you are going to need are a crochet hook in a 3.5 millimeter, and you will of course need yarn. I'm using Ella Rae Cozy Soft, and the first thing you're going to do is make your slip stitch and chain 10. All right, let's get started. We are going to start with a slip knot right here, and I'm going to chain 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm going to join this to form my loop. So I'm going to insert my needle into this very first stitch, grab the yarn, and pull it through both loops. So I now have a circle right there. Into this circle, I'm going to first chain 2 stitches. Now I'm going to double crochet 19 times right through the hole. So let's do a few together. You wrap the yarn once, go through the hole, grab the yarn, bring it back through the hole. You'll now see you have 3 stitches. 3 stitches on your hook. Wrap it one last time, pull it through 2 of the loops, grab your yarn again and pull it through the second 2. Let's do that again. Wrap your yarn, go through the hole, grab the yarn, pull it back through the hole, grab your yarn again, pull through 2 of the stitches, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2. We now have 3 bars, 2 double crochets and your chain. So they look like little columns and you have 3. You're going to continue doing this stitch until you have 19 double crochets in addition to your original chain stitch. All right, you now have 19 stitches and you should have a little open section right here at the bottom of the loop. And that's what you want. You want to have this open right here. So we've counted, we have 20 all the way around. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. You've now turned your work. We are now going to do double crochets all the way across, and you're not going to go in between the stitches. Like if you opened this up, you're not going to go in between here. We are actually going to go, if you can see the top here, see how this chain forms? You've got like a V where you have two yarns right here. You're actually going to go underneath here. So you're going to wrap your thread and you're going to go right, see if I can show you here close. right through these top stitches. You'll do a double crochet, which now forms, you can see we have 2 bars. So let's do another double crochet. There's 3. 4. And we're going to go all the way across. We've now completed our second row of our double crochet. This is actually the top of the shawl here. It will be this direction and the pattern will come from down here. So we finished our second row. You're now going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to chain 1 more, which is going to be a 4th one. We're now going to go through those same open stitches. You can see these little holes right in here. You've chained 4, so it's basically going to be 3 chains, which is going to form like what your double crochets do, but you're going to add one chain to it because you're going to put a space in between each of your double crochets. So you're going to chain 4 and do a double crochet into the stitch. Double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1. Then you're going to go into the next stitch. Chain 1. Double crochet into the next stitch. When you finish going all the way across, you are going to have your beginning chain stitch and 19 double crochets. When you reach that last double crochet, you will not put an extra chain stitch on because you're not going to have a space. You will be at the edge of your row. So let's go across and we'll show you what to do next. We now have finished our 3 rows. 2 rows of double crochet. The third row is double crochet with a chain stitch in between. So you can see there is a definite gap in between as it spreads out. You can see the larger space because of that chain stitch. So the next thing you're going to do is chain 10. So you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you are going to count where these chains are going up. Here's that first hole right here that they come off of. You're going to skip this hole and go into the third one. So if you were counting across, it's going to be the third space. You're not going to double crochet. You're just going to go through that hole, grab the thread, pull it, or the yarn, pull it through, and then go through both loops. So you're doing a single crochet. So you have this loop that's formed now. This time you're going to crochet 4 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to again skip this hole here. Here's where the single crochet was. You're going to skip the next hole and go into the one after it. So it's every other hole you will be going through. So you're going to go here and do a single crochet. So now you have a larger loop and a smaller loop right beside it. So you're going to chain 4 again, 2, 3, 4. You're going to again go through every other loop, do a single crochet. That's just anchoring it to the row in front of it. You're going to chain 4 again, 2, 3, 4. Skip one hole, go into the next, do a single crochet. You now have a large loop and 3 smaller. You're also in the center of your arch. What you're going to do here, you're going to chain 7. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be a larger loop than these smaller ones. You're going to again skip to every other one. You'll do your single crochet. So you can see this is a larger loop. So you have a large, 3 small, and then again a larger loop. Now you're going to chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skip every other loop the same way you've been doing. And you're going to do a single crochet to anchor the loop. You can now see it almost looks like, reminds me of little ears. You've got a large loop, 3 small, 2 large loops. Like I said, reminds me of little ears. And now we're going to go back to doing chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip every other. Do your single crochet. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip every other. One more time for the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it looks like you're at the end, but you realize you need to have a large loop on the end as well, so it's even. So this last one, you are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you're going to do a double crochet into this last bar right here. You're going to actually catch it in the stitch itself. Now you may be asking yourself, why did you start with 10 stitches here but only did 7 on this end one? The difference is, if you remember, you don't have a double crochet in this beginning, so those first 3 stitches, the 3 chain stitches, take the place of that double crochet. So when you're so you have 7 additional chains in addition to the 3 single crochet that you did at the beginning. And if you add the 3 and the 7 together, you get the 10, which is what you did. When you're coming to this last, you're going to do the 7 chain stitches, and then you will do a double crochet, which would be the same height as your 3 chains that you began with. So when you lay it flat, it does look even. I'm crocheting a little tight, so mine's curly, but you can see it has like little ears here, and then it has kind of like little handles is the way to think of it. These are large larger. These are 7 stitches, and all the ones on the sides are 4. So let's go on to the next row. This is the whole series of what you are going to continue to do and build upon. So let me show you on the larger finished shawl where this falls in placement to it. Right here on the shawl is this portion that you've just made. So this is the section that you've just done. And if you're looking at this, you can see here are those side handles. These 2 larger holes here form what looks like the ears. So there are those portions right there. Now I'll show you the next section. All right, as I had said, you're going to be building upon this main foundational rows each time, and that's what's going to form your shawl. So you are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and you're going to treat this hole as if it was this beginning one, but of course it's smaller. So you're actually going to chain, you're chaining 3, you're going to do 9 double crochet in this hole. So there's 2, all right, you have in the larger hole, you now have a total of 9 double crochets and the 3 chain stitches that you did. So altogether, it'll look like 10 little columns. Now you have to kind of hop, skip, and jump across these 3 little smaller holes that you created with those 4 chain stitches to get to the next large one. So you're going to not chain anything. You're going to just go directly into the first hole and do a single crochet like that. Then you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to go into the middle one. So you're kind of forming a bridge to get to the next large hole that you're going to be doing the next set of double crochets in. So there's the center, crochet 4 single crochets, 3, 4. Go into the third small hole. You can see you've now gone from 3 smaller holes to only 2 smaller holes. You've now reached the next large loop. You do not chain an additional stitch here. This is going to be your anchor across like the bridge. So you're going to do 10 double crochets in the first, what I was calling an ear. So let's do 10 double crochets. All right, we have now in the handle end, we've done our 10 double crochets. We've hopped across the 3 holes and changed them to 2. And we've done double crochet, 10 double crochet in the first ear. Now we have this second one. This was the center section. You're going to do an additional 10 double crochet. You're not going to put a chain stitch between them. You're just going to go straight across into this loop with the next double crochet, and there will be 10 of them. So let's do those together. All right, we now have our 2 ears here, have 10 and 10. Now we're going to jump across the second bridge. These are those 3 small loops that were created, but we need to get to this large one. So again, you are not going to chain here. Think of this as your ramp onto the bridge. You're just doing a single crochet like that. Now you're going to do 4 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to do a single crochet into the middle loop. Another 4 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to go into the third small loop, single crochet. As you can see, we now have 2 small loops from the original 3. Here's the 3, and now there's 2. We've got to get to this large loop yet. So here's the other side of the ramp, so to speak. You're just going to go directly into, no chain in between here, just go into the loop and do your double crochet. So you're going to wrap your stitch, go through the large loop, and do 10 double crochet. We now have completed our 9 double crochets plus the 3 chain stitch. So we have 10 like columns or little poles going across. Now we're coming up to our bridge. Remember, it was 3 to begin with, now it was 2. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to be narrowing it down even further. So you do not chain after your last double crochet. You're going to go immediately into this first loop. Do 1 single crochet. Then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to go into the second loop, small loop, as a single crochet. So you've now taken it down from 3 to 2 to 1 small hole left. There you can really see it well. You can see the 1, 2, 3, and then it's down to 1 and 2, and here's the final 1. So from here, again, you're going to act like a bridge ramp. You're not going to put any stitch in between. You're going to wrap your yarn, and you're going to do 10 double crochet in the top stitches of the first ear, and then you're going to continue straight across and do the second 10 double crochet into the second ear. So let's do that together. I've done my first 10. Here's the second ear. I don't put any single crochet or anything between. I'm just going to go straight and continue with my double crochet for 10 more stitches. All right, we have now gone across both of the ears. Now we're coming across the second bridge section where these loops are. So again, we're going to change the 2 loops down to 1. So here's our final double crochet. We do a single crochet in the first loop, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do a single crochet in the second loop. So now you're down to 1 hole. We're going to go immediately into the last loop on of the row, which would be like the handle, and you're going to do 10 double crochet. All right, we've now gone all the way across, and you'll see that these sections around these loops, the larger loops, are mimicking the beginning row. So we've done 2 rows of single crochet. So just like this first row where we skipped, we put a chain stitch in between each double crochet, we're now going to be doing that. So let's get started and I'll show you what to do. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. That would represent your double crochet. 1 more chain stitch gives you 4. Turn your work. We're now going to double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1. We're going to go across all 10. All right, you have your 3 chain stitch here at the beginning, and then you have a single crochet, then you have a double crochet followed by 1 chain stitch for 9 more stitches. So you finish this, it would be your 9th double crochet, but if you count these little pillars across, it should be 10. And you're going to do 1 chain, your final chain stitch. Now you're going to jump over this final small loop. This was part of our bridge. You're going to jump over top of that and go into the first stitch of the next large loop. And do your double crochet. And you'll do a chain stitch, and you're going to go all the way across doing a double crochet followed by 1 chain stitch all the way across both of these loops. So you'll have a total of 20 by the time you finish. I have now double crocheted 20 times across the 2 ears. So we have the bridge, the final bridge to go over, which is right here. Here's that final loop. We're going to chain 1, skip over the bridge, and go a double chain and go right into the first stitch. And you will do 10 double crochets with a chain stitch in between. So it's 1 and a chain stitch, and 2 and a chain stitch, and 3 and a chain stitch. The last stitch that you do, that 10th double crochet, you will not put a chain stitch after it. Here's our completed section, and you can see it's starting to form the shawl. The next row that we would do would be a repeat of what created these holes along here. So your next row here, you will again chain 10 and do a single crochet after skipping a hole. It would be every other hole. So you do your first one is 10 chains, then a single crochet. Then you'll do 4 single crochet, go into every other loop, just the same as you did on this row here. And this pattern just continues to repeat until you get it as large as you would like it to be. Let's look at it in comparison with the shawl itself. Here's my completed shawl, and when I hold this right here, you can see where this is at and how this continues to repeat, and it grows out this direction as you go. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I am a relatively new beginner at crochet, but I thought if I could learn it, anyone could, and so I thought I would share. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Please check out my YouTube channel. I post every Saturday morning. It is Katrina's Creations. And thank you for watching. Enjoy doing the Virus Shawl.